You are moving away from what was never meant to hold you. You're not losing anything. You're being freed from what was never meant to hold you. If things have been falling away from your life, relationships, opportunities, places, and you can't seem to understand why, this message is going to give you the clarity that you have been seeking. I know that it feels like loss, like everything you've built is crumbling, like everyone you love is leaving, like every door you try to open is slamming shut in your face. And you've been wondering, God, why is everything falling apart? Why am I losing people I thought would be there forever? Why am I being pulled away from the things that I thought I needed? What if things are not falling apart? What if they are falling away? What if God is breaking attachments that were never meant to last forever because they were blocking what He wanted to give you? If we take a look at Genesis 12 verse 1, God tells Abraham, leave your country, your people and your father's household and go to the land that I will show you. God was asking Abraham to detach from everything familiar, his country, his family, his home. Why? Not to punish him, but to position him for a promise he couldn't have received while holding on to the past. And here's my message to you. God is breaking your grip on things that were never meant to go anywhere you're going. And it hurts. But it's not loss. It is liberation. I need you to understand something. Detachment is not rejection. Detachment is protection. God is pulling you away from what would have destroyed you if you stayed. You've been mourning the loss, but you should be celebrating the rescue, because what you're moving away from was never meant to hold you in the first place. So here's what God is detaching you from. Number one, God is moving you away from comfort that was killing your calling. You got too comfortable. You settled into a routine that felt safe, but slowly was suffocating your purpose. And now God is disrupting everything because comfort has become your greatest enemy. If we look at Jonah in Jonah 1, God told him to go to Nineveh, but Jonah ran to Tarshish instead. He got on a boat going in the opposite direction, and what happened? A storm came. Now, most people think that the storm was punishment, but it was not. It was rescue. God sent the storm to detach Jonah from the wrong direction before he got too far away from his destiny. And when Jonah ended up in the belly of the fish, he prayed in Jonah 28. Those who cling to the worthless idols turn away from God's love for them. Worthless idols are not just statues. They're anything you cling to that takes you away from God's love, including comfort zones that feel safe but are actually cages. That job you lost, it was comfortable, but it was capping your calling. The city you had to leave, it was familiar, but it was limiting your future. That routine you had to break, it felt safe, but it was keeping you small. Hebrews 11 verse 8 says, Abraham obeyed and went, even though he did not know where he was going. And God is calling you to the unknown because the known is killing you. I need you to comment comfort if God is moving you out of a comfort zone that was limiting you. Point number 2, God is moving you away from people who were draining your destiny. You've been mourning the friendships that faded, the relationships that ended, the circle that got smaller. But what if God removed them because they were drinking from a well they never filled? If we take a look at 2 Samuel 15, David's son Absalom leads a rebellion against him. David's own child betrays him. His advisors abandon him. His people turn on him. And David has to flee Jerusalem, the city he built. It looked like a total loss. But 2 Samuel chapter 15 verse 30 says, David continued up the Mount of Olives, weeping as he went. David was weeping, yes, but he was also ascending. God was moving him up while removing people who were pulling him down. Some people were never meant to go where you're going, not because they're bad people, but because they're not built for the assignment God has for your life. They loved you at one level, but they cannot celebrate you at the next level. They were cool with you when you were struggling, but they got weird when you start winning. Proverbs 13 verse 20 says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. God is removing the companions who were causing harm, and it hurts, but it is necessary. Point number 3, God is moving you away from seasons that already served their purpose. You keep trying to go back to a season that's over. You keep trying to revive what God already buried. But what you're mourning was never meant to be permanent. It was meant to be preparation. And preparation has a beginning and an end. If we look at the Israelites in the wilderness, God fed them manna every single day for 40 years. Supernatural provision, miracle bread from heaven. But when they finally crossed into the promised land, Joshua 5 verse 12 says, the manna stopped the day after they ate this food from the land. Wait, God stopped providing the miracle? Yes, because the manna was for the wilderness, not the promised land. It served its purpose. Then it ended. Some of you are frustrated because the manna stopped. But you don't need manna anymore. You're in the land of milk and honey. God upgraded your provision, but you're still looking back at the wilderness trying to find yesterday's bread. That church that felt like home, it was for that season. That relationship that felt safe, it prepared you for this one. That job that gave you stability, it taught you what you needed to learn. And Philippians 3 verse 13 says, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal. You can't press forward if you are holding on to what is behind. Point number 4, God is moving you away from identities that were keeping you small. You've been holding on to an identity that no longer fits. I'm the victim. I'm the broken one. I'm the one who struggles. And God is saying that was you. It's not who you are anymore. Look at Simon in John 1 verse 42. When he meets Jesus, Jesus says, you are Simon, son of John. You will be called Cephas, which means Peter, the rock. Jesus didn't call him by who he was. He called him by who he is becoming. And eventually Simon had to let go of his old identity to step into his new one. The same is happening for you. God is stripping the old labels, the old narratives, the old ways you've defined yourself. Because if you keep identifying with your past, you'll never step into your future. You're not the one who got divorced. You're the one who got restored. You're not the one who failed. You're the one who's being rebuilt. You're not the one who was rejected. You're the one who was being redirected. In 2 Corinthians 5 verse 17, it says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone. The new is here. Stop clinging to the old identity. Embrace the new one God is giving you. So, let me ask you a question. What is God moving you away from? If it's comfort that was killing your calling, come in comfort. If it's people who were draining your identity, come in people. If it's seasons that already served their purpose, come in season. If it's identities that were keeping you small, comment identity. Listen, you're not losing anything. You're being freed from what was never meant to hold you. God is breaking attachments that were blocking your breakthrough. Stop fighting the detachment. Stop trying to force what's falling away. Stop mourning for what was never meant to stay. What you're moving away from was preparation. What you're moving toward is promise. Let's declare these together. I'm not losing. I am being freed from what was never meant to hold me. God is detaching me from comfort, people, seasons, and identities that were limiting me. What's falling away is making room for what's coming. I will not cling to what God is prying from my hands. I just want to remind you that you're not being stripped. You're being set free. What's falling away is making room for what's coming. Now, listen, some of you have physically moved away from what was meant to hold you, but mentally you're still there. You left, but your mind keeps going back. You're with someone new, but you're comparing them to someone old. If that's you, that's exactly why I wrote Close the Door. It's a framework using biblical mind renewal and practical tools to close the emotional doors, keeping you divided, because the person in front of you shouldn't have to compete with the memory. The link is in the description. With that, I would like to say, trust God, keep moving forward. Your breakthrough is on the other side of detachment. I'll see you in the next one.